There we go. Hello. Wait. Let me make sure I'm using the right microphone. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, that should be better. I just want to make sure. Hello. Solar Loon here. How's it going? It's been not too long actually since the last stream. It's been about a week or so since the last stream. So hello everyone who's watching, and thank you very much for joining me. I am Solar Loon. I'm an independent game developer and programmer, and I am the creator of a tool called MasterPlan. MasterPlan is a program specifically made for well, it's made for a lot of things, but it's kind of made for indie developers first and foremost. The goal being to basically enable them to create projects more easily, to plan projects more easily. So it has things like maps, it has things like tasks, images, sounds, GIFs are supported, deadlines, it has timers, it has tables. It is useful. And so today I'm going to be doing some development on it. Now, something that I was thinking about for the past like 7 minutes, because basically one of the issues that MasterPlan has currently is it doesn't support IME or input method editors. It doesn't support that very well. So if you're typing in a language like Japanese or Chinese or something like that, it just doesn't really work. Ideally, it would, and so that's something that I'd like to fix. And so I'm thinking, I'm kind of waffling back and forth between what I will be doing today, basically on stream. Part of me wants to kind of like work on essentially ripping out the back end of MasterPlan and replacing it entirely so that we can work with SDL as opposed to Raylib, which is built on GLFW, which doesn't particularly have strong IME support. But that's kind of a long-term project, so I don't know if I want to do that, like start that right now. In any case, how's everyone doing? That's my my problem for today. But yeah, there's a lot of things I could be doing, lots of stuff to do, lots of things to add and fix. Yeah. But hello everyone who's watching. I guess the first thing we'll do, just to kind of get things underway. First thing, actually, let's get some music going. We'll go with something like... No. Yeah, we'll go with something chill like this. Okay, hold on. There we go. Yeah, so I guess I'll do that. I'll save that for another time. I'll save the whole ripping out. Well, let's kind of actually, before I commit to doing that another time, let me take a look through my project real quick. The entire source code of MasterPlan is currently available on GitHub, so feel free to look through it if you'd like to take a gander at how I built this over the past year and a half. Yeah, there's a lot to it. But the general idea is that basically anywhere where we use raylib specifically, we would. Oh yeah, vector 2s would have to be replaced. Anywhere where we use raylib specifically, we would have to basically replace that with kind of either a stand-in substance. So in this case, it would be like our own vector 2 class, or a texture 2D. Basically, would be our own texture 2D, and then the backend would basically be either raylib or go SDL too. And that would either, of course, correspond to raylib's texture 2D or go SDL2's texture equivalent. Yeah, that's kind of a design thing I have to look into, I think. I have to figure out like how I want to design it, how I want to approach that, because I'm not sure if I even want to be able to switch between raylib and SDL, or if I simply want to migrate over once. But on the flip side, if I were to make it so that the backend is interchangeable, then that would make it so that if I need to add platforms or anything like that, I can go ahead and actually do that later. So that probably would be a good idea, actually. Yeah, anyway, let's get going. So today what we will be doing is probably fixing this issue first that I have on my to-do list, which I need to still migrate over to MasterPlan, which is, actually, let me show what I added in the most recent update. There was an update just a few hours ago, yesterday evening at like 10 p.m. To 0.7.1. So there's some additional features, some minor stuff, and some fixes. You can now left click on checkbox tasks to check them off, like that. Double clicking is more reliable now. Before it was like you could start a double click on any object and then double click on another object. Now it just doesn't work if you're clicking between things, so you can't like double click by accident. Now it's like you have to double click on an object or on the background, so that's good. Yeah, you can now copy and paste tasks as code like that, which is cool. So I got that all up and working correctly. You can now also copy text and paste it as a list of tasks. So if you have something like this, something like that, you can copy it and then just Control-Shift-V to paste it in. That's cool. So that's nice. The whole interchange between MasterPlan and external programs or external text lists and MasterPlan, that works much better now, which is good. What else? Let me take a look at my changelog. What else have I done? The backup file format has changed. Crackly audio should now be resolved. It was caused by me using too low of a buffer size, I believe. Now the default of 2048 should be good on Windows. I haven't observed this problem on Linux, and I believe this also caused the problem on Mac, so that should be fixed as well. It's now possible to add or delete rows and tables using just simple shortcuts like that, so you don't have to move your mouse. You can just keep your hand on the keyboard. So like, first, second, third, second, fourth, like that. And then you just move over to rows. There's no ability to switch between like this section and this section. So like you can add rows using the keyboard or add columns, but you can't like add columns and then jump to rows. That's tab focusing, which will be added later. That's something I could probably work on now or today. Actually, because that's something that's kind of important and shouldn't be too hard to do. Tab focusing. I think tab focusing should be in here. Yeah, there we go. Tab focusing. Okay. I'm gonna slide this up. Actually, let's slide both of these up. Both of these should be important. Let's put this up here. Okay. Perian says, why not dash brackets task with the dash to be like markdown. I don't know. The dash kind of feels unnecessary. Like, why an additional dash? There's not a particular. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can change it, but I don't really see the need to. I guess if it was more like Markdown, then that would make it easier to kind of transfer things from Markdown to MasterPlan, but I don't feel like people are going to be doing that often. Maybe just, it's a nice feature to have when you need it. So, I mean, like, you can just copy your Markdown list and then just delete the initial dash. But I guess it could be good to make it easier. I mean, I'll think about it. I'm waffling. List copy into master plan. Start. Okay. Irving says it would be cool if the to-do items were tracked in master plan. Yeah. I can actually just copy these in now, so I don't have to keep using this to-do list. So let's do that. We'll just copy this. So all of this stuff. Let's get rid of the blank lines. Well, let's see. Does it actually handle blank lines correctly? Okay, let's test this out. Ooh, it crashed. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Someone mentioned that it crashes when you Control-Shift-V. That's why. Okay. Wait, if length lines... Okay, yeah. There we go. That fixes that. Yeah, I do something similar. Don Duval says, I'm doing something similar for my text lists, brackets with an underscore and brackets with an X. Any line starting with a bracket as list item and blank spaces for nesting. Yeah, that's correct. That's exactly pretty similar to how I have MasterPlan. There we go. That fixes that. So we have dedicated media folder. Replace map, yeah, shifting drawings, messing them up, define UTI. Okay, perfect. So that's good, and it does also work with blank space as well. So you can be like, you know, blah de blah, and then when you copy this, that blah de blah line will actually be under this task. So that's the new line there, which is good. Perian says, why did it crash with Control-Shift-D? That was I think that was the issue that you were directing me towards, Perian. So thank you very much. It crashed because basically there was a blank line in the text that I was copying. So this kind of a situation where there's a blank line between lines. Internally, I didn't handle that, basically, where a line could be empty. But that should be fixed now. So I'll go ahead and push that resolution. Oops. Also, I have the text, or the window like zoomed in kind of chunkily. With compression and stuff, so please let me know if it's kind of like unnecessarily zoomed in or needs to be zoomed in more. It feels kind of big, but let me know if it's good or not. Straight Up Gruntled says, hey, how's it going? Hello, thank you very much. Thank you very much for stopping by. Well appreciated. Okay, so this is the fix here. No longer crash on blank. There we go. Better. Okay. And this will be moved over to... Well, actually, we don't have to do this yet. I usually update the changelog before I make a release. Alright, so now we should be good to actually move this stuff over. So we'll go back over here. Let's see. So this stuff... We still have to actually remove these blank lines. calendar task. I'm not sure if I'm even going to have all of this stuff. Okay, so all of this stuff. So these areas are not, yeah, extra tasks, okay. This can actually just be put in as a note. We'll copy this stuff in kind of manually because some of this stuff, like once you start a list, it's basically a list all the way down. So we'll just kind of manually massage it a little bit. And that should do it. Down to here. Alright, so this is our list here. This is a note. Yeah, that works. This stuff can get put in. Smooth out panel logging. Okay, consolidate. Oh, okay. So this is largely what. Wait, where did I leave off? Review libraries. Okay. Wait, actually. I want this to be a note. Actually, let's do that. Review libraries. Review libraries. Okay, improve search functionality. Okay, so this is the rest of it. Okay, so this is our list of like things to do, which is massive. Absolutely massive. And then we also have long-term goals here, which is just kind of like more so things that we have to do at some point. Oh, Straight Up Gruntled says, this is the first time I've been able to catch a stream. I've seen your music and other projects you've been making for the last couple of years. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, wow. Years. Thank you very much. It's crazy to think that I've been doing this for years. I've been just on YouTube in general for years. Irving Rivas says, the if in 780 has one extra condition now. Let's see, 780. No, this is it. I know it looks kind of confusing, but line and lines. So this is basically if this slice is empty, or if the first character of the line in in whatever line in the clipboard lines, like basically when you paste clipboard data into MasterPlan, this array contains all of the lines that get pasted in. So basically the first character of all of the lines, if it's this, then that means that basically we're dealing with lines here. We're dealing with tasks, checkbox tasks. But if the line is empty, like it's just a blank line, then we just continue, we just skip it. So it's a little confusing. Yeah, it looks a little weird. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, it's. I wonder. Let's see. Maybe we could rename this clipboard line. Yeah, that kind of cleans things up a little bit, makes it a little more visually obvious. Because I could easily miss that and be like, why is this here? Okay. I don't use clipboard lines anywhere in here, do I? There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Okay. J-Boy says, yo, this song is funky. Yo, thank you. Thank you very much. And Straight Up Gruntled says, yeah, I found you around when you released Gear and did more Goto stuff. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while indeed. Let's change the... Whoops, change the theme a little bit. I like this theme. It's very chill. Okay, so we're gonna save this as our to-do list. No. I don't know what. That's not my program. That's just that's just Linux Zenity. It's just Zenity being what it is. There we go. All right. So that's something I just noticed actually. Is it seems like you can save a project and then you type in, for example, something. It says, oh, a file already exists. But it doesn't actually exist. Like there is no to. Well, I type in to do and it's looking at to do when it should be looking at to-do.plan. Not sure if there's a way to fix that, because I think that might be a problem in the internal like Zenity. I mean, or in the internal library I'm using to handle this. Anyway, I'll just write it down. I'll write it down here and make a note of it. It's possible. Okay. Cool. I'm going to turn off top level numbering. There we go. Okay. So this should give us a general idea of the things we need to do. I'm going to... Oh, I didn't get the long-term goals. Let's grab this. Let's see. This stuff I'm just going to copy as like this, because this isn't things that... These aren't things I have to do. These are just ideas. We're just going to copy it as a note. Yeah, okay. Might be good to copy each line as a note. But anyway, this is fine. Okay, so IME entry is still jank. That is true. Save project prompts to overwrite. Okay, that's the, yeah. Lists, actually, let me move this stuff down here like that. Okay. So we have quite the list of things to do. We might break this up a little bit. Let's break this up. We're going to move this over here. Maybe a good, maybe like over there. And we'll make a section here specifically for basically kind of like, I guess you say high priority. And this is just like our list, low priority. Okay, so the thing, basically, what are we gonna do today? So we're gonna move out maybe this one and multiple log files. We're gonna move this over here. Okay. Something I'd like to do actually, I'm gonna add a note here. I'd like to be able to remove paths from lists and have the list rearranged. So like it would be nice if I could like either do this and have the other tasks move up, or like do this and have the other tasks move up. However it gets done, I don't particularly mind, but it would be nice if there was an ability to kind of like just easily rearrange the stuff. Yeah, this also coming up. Okay, well this actually has been fixed. This content crashes sometimes. This is actually resolved. Cool. Sliding this around, this is jank. You see how the the button like moves preemptively? That's not good. Let's fix that. We will head over to I believe this is contents. This is kind of, yeah, that's a little better. Checkbox, draw, it's this. Small button. This should be this. There we go. Let's reload our plan. There we go. Okay, paste content. There we go. That's fixed. Cool. All right, so we'll fix that, or commit this. Okay, let's actually, because since I can copy stuff out of MasterPlan now, let's go ahead and actually add this fix, and we'll just copy the text from here. Button was not matching has a rect position. That's been fixed. Okay, cool. All right, so this issue, which is basically directly after loading a project for some reason, I mean, I have a general idea. It's not like, for some reason, it makes it sound like I have no idea what's going on. Like, for some reason, I genuinely have an idea. But yeah, like right after you load a project, it says the project is modified, which is bad because that means that basically you're prompted whenever you try to, like, you know, exit and says like, oh, your project has been changed, or if you go to a new project, it says your project has been changed. And that's kind of a problem because someone could easily be like, oh, like, you know, did I make a change and they're maybe saving more often than necessary or something like that. Like, it could kind of make people, it's a bug. It's a bug. It's not supposed to be that way. So let's fix it. So the general idea is, I believe this is the culprit here, which is basically when the task changes, it creates an undo state, and basically captures it in the undo history for the program, and it sets the project modified Boolean value to be true. So that basically says like, oh, something changed, and that works fine normally, because normally you know, you're working with a new project, there's no modification, and then you like create a task or something, and then there you go. Or you know, you're working with a project that obviously exists already, and then you go ahead and move the project, move a task, and so, you know, it's modified. That, however, is not the case when you're first loading a project. So I think what's happening is, like, the process when you load a project is it creates the tasks, right? It places them where they need to be, and then it calls a function called reorder tasks on the board, which is necessary to like sort them vertically so that they draw in like vertical order. It also like sets up their neighbors and numbering and stuff, and that process, I believe, makes them like create the undo state, and that creates the situation that we're seeing today, essentially. So what we're gonna do, Don Duval says, so is this using something like the command pattern? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but maybe. I'm not sure, but that's a strong possibility. What we're gonna do, I'm probably gonna go ahead and just debug this and see exactly where this, well, no, because, okay, let me think, hold on. Don Duval says for the undo system. Well, the way the undo system works, it's kind of naive. Creating an undo state just literally serializes the data. Like, you know, you have a task, it has like a description, it has, you know, maybe the position, all that information, and normally it saves that to a file, but the undo system saves that to the internal RAM, so that when you undo or redo, it's just loading a task, loading or loading the state of a task from 5 minutes ago, or going forward and loading the state of the task before you undid it. As an example, when you cycle back and forth, going undo and redo, you're loading the previous state and then you're reloading the current state. Essentially, that's basically how the undo system works in MasterPlan. It's very finicky, but this is the better. This is like the best method of getting this to work that I've come up with. Like I've rewritten the undo system like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, like 2 or 3 times, and it's basically like this is as good as it's gonna get. Don says, oh, that's similar-ish to the command pattern. Yeah, I feel like the ideal would be to like create a system where you can just give it like either, not literally strings, but give it like information to create a task on demand, and then you can just store those strings or store those instructions, and then that's how you do the undo and redo. So like, when you, for example, edit the text box of a text of a task, from one sentence to another, it's really internally just sending a command to the task that says change your text box from this to this, and then undoing is just reversing that. Like that would be ideal, because then you don't have to store like the entirety of the task. You can just store each individual change, and that's a little more straightforward. But I'm lazy and that would require like rewriting the entirety of how tasks work, and it's just like, let's just make it simple. Undoing is just storing an undo state is just basically saving the task, just like you would save the entirety of the project. You're just saving it in memory. That's the idea. William says, miss your streams. Thank you very much. It's fun to be back. Okay, so yeah, so the problem here where the project.modified flag is being set, I can't debug this because creating the undo state is done automatically for each task. Hold on. Yeah, yikes. This is... Am I doing this? Am I my greatest enemy? I don't think so. I think this was it. Yeah, this was a problem before. But what I need to do, because I'm trying to... There's no way to know where we're... Why? Okay, let's do this. Let's walk it through, because I was looking and kind of tracking this down before. So I'll do it again for the stream so that people can kind of see what's going on. So Rashad Z says, yo, hello, how's it going? And Don Duval says, this is a really good reference for what I'm talking about. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so like it's interesting how much work goes into like the process of programming things that are kind of taken for granted. Undo, redo, menus, all that stuff. It's so like basic, but it takes a lot of work. And it's fun to do it yourself and kind of see like, oh, this is how this should work, and this is how, priorities between when you click on something, how does that work, and what should you focus on, depth and things being on top, covering things, hiding things, etc. Rashad Z says hello, or yo, how's it going? So the problem that I was dealing with before is here. If we go ahead and do this, we'll just print out like, oh, project update, right? And we go ahead and go to task, and we say, can I get an autocomplete? Oh, Don says I think it stripped out the URL in my previous comment. Okay, I thought there was supposed to be something that was there, but I wasn't 100%. Create state. Okay, so this should kind of give us an idea of what's going on. Okay, so I terminated it real quick, but you can see, so we're loading the project. It's 125 tasks to deserialize or load. And so after we do that, load is successful, load is finished, and then we create the undo state for all these tasks. Then we call project update, Okay, well then if that's the... Oh, wait, is that because I changed the... Wait, undo change history? No, okay, so maybe I just wasn't paying attention or something when I did this previously? Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Loading is a variable that we have on our... Let me close this. Minimize this. Okay, so loading is a variable that exists on the project that basically determines when we're loading a project, right? So like you load a project, it sets project.loading to be true so that we can kind of know like, oh, something's loading, so we don't have to do certain things, or we should do certain things a little bit differently. So loading is true, right, is set right when you start loading a project, and loading is false is set right when we're finished. We're gonna take that out and we're gonna put that at the end of the update loop. So at least we get one full update. So we load, we call update, it updates all the tasks, everything is done, and then we say if basically you're loading, we set it to be false here. And so this should give us an idea, or the ability to basically go to task and say, yeah, this is what I tried to do to get it to work before. Okay. So we don't actually have to do anything like that. We can simply leave this the way it was. I didn't change this on stream. This is previous, a previous change. But here, we can just be like, okay, if it's loading, then we don't actually set it to be modified. Okay, so that's the general idea. Let's see if it actually does work. Ideally, yo, it does. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, that was a lot simpler than I thought it would be. Yeah. Oh, but you see, it didn't work here. How interesting. So that means that there's something in this plan that didn't work. That basically it's setting modified to be true. Hold on. So Perian says, I didn't realize that until yesterday that there is detection of control plus arrows that finds next and previous words, so I made the control backspace delete from scratch. Oh, okay. I forgot completely to let you know. My bad. But yeah, if you, let me see, hold on. Okay. Yeah, so Perian basically added, or was looking to add, the ability to like control backspace to delete a previous word, or control delete to delete the next word. But yeah, there's some resources basically in that code already. But anyway, so this is working for this, but it is not working for this, probably because of, I'm going to guess, the image, because images start off small and then they change size once they actually load the image that you're looking for. So for example, if you type in, as an example, here's a GIF of Sonic the Hedgehog from Sonic CD. You grab this, you put it into the file path, it'll download the image, load it, and then this is the size. It'll set the size and display correctly, which is cool. But that process that might be why it's not working, because basically over 1 or 2 frames, it's internally changing size and doing all that. That's what I think could be the case. So what we'll do, I didn't actually mean to save that, but that's fine. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll delete this and we'll save this as a different project just to see if we're on the right track. Test plans, let's test. Images. Okay, it's still it's still setting it as modified. Let's delete some other things. Okay, so it's no longer doing it. So it might be the sound as well. Let's delete this. Because sound also like has an initial size and then changes once the resource is loaded. But that shouldn't be over time. So I'm gonna have to see what's going on. Okay, let's try this. All right, let's modify. Yeah, let's try this. Huh. No images, stat plan. It might be the map as well, but I thought I didn't delete it. In any case, what we're gonna do. We need to basically figure out a way, because I don't want to really change how things work globally. What I'd like to do is basically detect when things have settled and then go from there. So what we'll do is basically we'll set project loading to be false only if no messages are sent. So basically, once things are finished loading, how do we know that that's the case? Let's try something real quick. Let me actually. Or no, I'm thinking of contents. Okay, so we're using board that's in message. Yeah, okay. Okay. So what we're gonna do we're gonna go ahead and check to see send message. We're gonna go ahead and check to see how often messages are sent. We don't really care about the contents. I just want to see basically like on load. I could just there we go. Okay, so we have the load is successful, messages, load is finished, more messages, create undo states, more messages, create undo states. So what I'd like to do is see when is this set. Also, I don't like this being constantly here. Loading done, more messages, create undo states. Okay, so yeah, what we might end up doing is just basically saying, are messages being sent? And if not, then loading is done. Because we have messages, undo states, loading done, then more messages, more undo states. So basically, has loading settled? And the easiest way to do that, easiest way to tell that is just going to be with a variable, I guess, just a boolean. That feels a little kind of a waste, but at the same time, I guess it's not too bad. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and just messages sent. Board send message. Board.project.messages sent through. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. And then I'm wondering if there's a different way to do this, but let's go with this for now. Okay, so if project loading and project.messages sent, not messages sent, then we can basically finish loading. Okay, let's give that a shot, see if this, also we don't need this anymore. Okay, so still, all right, that seems like it works. Although now it's never saying messages. It's never saying. Oh, that's right. Okay. Not messages sent. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need messages sent to be set to false. Probably here. Andrew McDonald says, "Oh dang, this looks neat. Also, I love whatever song this is." Oh, thank you very much. And yeah, the song is mine as well. I appreciate that. Yo, let's go. So it's not modified, and then once we do something, then it basically sets itself to be modified once we actually click or change something. All right. Well, dang, that actually does work pretty well. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, if it's working, it's working. So we'll commit this, I suppose. I don't want to add another boolean if possible, if there was another way to do this, but I don't think there is. I don't believe there is. I think that this is just how we're gonna have to basically handle this. I'll make a note here though. Okay, so this should kind of give us a hint of don't mess with this moving forward, but that's a good idea. Don Duval says, what about a state machine? I mean, that would be an additional, an additional construct, an additional system that we'd have to code and then implement, just to basically get this mechanic of please don't mess up our project and say it's modified when it's not. Like just a boolean is fine. This is only a problem when loading, like, because obviously if you make a change it says it's modified, that's fine. If you make a change it says it's modified and you save, it says it's not modified anymore, that's fine. It's just when loading, basically the MasterPlan detects that the tasks are changing, which they are. They're being placed, they're changing their descriptions and all that stuff, and basically it's creating an undo state internally, and that's why this is happening. In any case, this is, I think, a fine solution of just having a boolean. It's not ideal just because it's an additional thing on our struct, but it's not a big deal. There's not we're spending the increased mental load or increased programming load to get it to work. You have to do what you have to do. We don't need this FMT anymore. Let's do it. Okay, we're good. Wait, we can delete these. Oh, that's fine. Never mind. Okay, so we'll commit this. Alright, cool. So that should handle that. Messages sent. It's always important to look over your code before you commit, just in case you leave maybe extra print statements in there, or just in case maybe something else is in there that you didn't mean to change. So we're good. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and switch this up. Switch up the music. Okay, so this loads. That loads. Okay, cool. Let's get over to to-do.plan. Rube Man says, "Hey, Solar, long time." Yes, indeed. It's been eons. Hello. Hello, indeed. It's been a while since I've streamed. I streamed just like last week, but before that, it's been a while. So that's fixed. Cool. I'm getting stuff done. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a programmer. I'm doing programmer things. Yeah, I'm surprised. Let's see. Ruman says, how long am I streaming for? I usually go for a couple hours. So basically like 1 o'clock or so. Might go for a little bit longer depending on if I'm feeling pretty good or am stuck on a particularly difficult problem. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, so we'll see, but probably at least till 1 p.m. PDT. So another hour at the very minimum. So multiple log files for each time you run the program. So this is a problem that I have yet to fix. So like, for example, okay, so this is the location where MasterPlan stores its settings, complete that, stores its settings, and also like log files like this, which is on linux.config/masterplan. On Windows, it's like C users, app data, C users, your username, app data, local, and then masterplan, and it's this is the equivalent folder. And so, you know, it gives you a log, which is cool. If it crashes, you know, it gives you a log, again, cool. But the problem is that the log basically gets overwritten if you launch MasterPlan. So you run MasterPlan, you run into a problem, it crashes, and then you come to my Discord or go on like Steam forums or whatever, itch forums, and say, hey, I had this problem, MasterPlan crashed. You go back and start up MasterPlan again, and then like a couple hours later or a day or two later or whenever, I respond and say, hey, I'm sorry to hear that. Can I get the log file? And you're gonna give me probably this one. Probably if you choose to assist me, you will give me this log file and this will be overwritten. That's the problem. So we want to basically create a log file for each time you run the application, and maybe store them, maybe, you know, a maximum of 10 log files or something like that. You know, some kind of things so we don't just like flood the user's computer with log files, because this could easily become like 1,000 log files if you just continuously launch MasterPlan. I guess another option would be to make a log file without, you know, really worrying about how many are in here, but only keep the log file if MasterPlan crashed. So basically at the end of MasterPlan's execution, it deletes the log file if it closes normally. That's a possibility. But no, we don't want to do that, because there could be something that arises where the program doesn't crash, but we still want to look at the log. So we want to make multiple log files, but we want to also not make too many log files. So let's say a maximum of 50 might be good, so that if something happens, you crash, right? You tell me about it, and then I have, you know, you can restart MasterPlan and kind of come back to it, you know, a few times at the very least, at the maximum many times, before I can talk to you about it and you can send it to me. So it feels like that's a pretty good idea. Did I save that? Actually, I don't know if I did. Okay, I did. We're good. So I guess I can actually just leave this running. I don't have to actually close it. Let's put it over here. There's no reason to not close it. Now that I think about it. So in order to do this, Andrew says, why not combine those ideas so that on crash you write out a log with a different name and location, so it for sure won't be auto deleted. Maybe a menu option to clear all logs as well. Yeah, well, the thing about that is that we don't want to have a situation where, like, it makes it easier to, I think, tell people like, oh, go to your log folder, which is always this folder on Linux, always there on Windows, always there on Mac, and give me the log file for when you had a crash, or give me the log file for when you noticed the weird behavior. Rather than being like, well, if it's a crash, it's going to be here. If it's a normal log, it'll be there. That feels like it's a little. I want to make it as simple as possible. Perian says log/version/timespan.log. Newer version deletes old version folder. A button to clear it. What do you think? I want to make it simple. I feel like the likelihood of people having, let's say, I mean, because then it's like, okay, well, what happens if we have, well, yeah, I want to make it simple. I want to make it simple. Andrew says it could be in the same folder just with like crash in the file name or something. But that would require that we change the file name, because the log file is created right when the program launches. So that would mean that we have to change the file name after the crash. Which is, I mean, I guess I could do it with a Go routine, but that's basically, you could probably see why that's not a good idea. Like why that would be kind of tough to do. Like we create the log file and we're writing to it. So then if something crashes, we write out the crash. So then we would have to like rename the file after the crash, which I don't know. It feels like it's simplest to just do, basically make it so that the log file name depends on just the time that you start the program. And then just say like if we delete the oldest logs in the folder, the oldest like 100 logs. Maybe. Ow. Maybe? How, do we really want, how many logs? I mean, really the only real problem is like the problem I'm trying to solve is just the person has a problem, it crashes, they tell me about it, and then by the time I get back to them, they've already run MasterPlan and it's no longer possible for them to tell me what the issue was, basically. The solution is to have multiple log files. So really just any number almost would work. Like anything more than 2 or 3 would probably be fine. Well, that would probably be overkill. Like anything more than 5. So I'm gonna go way overkill and say maybe 20. It'll store 20 logs. I don't think you'll ever have a situation where you need to delete the log files. Each one is, you know, let's say assuming an hour of usage, it would be 60, let's say 200 times this. So what, like 400 kilobytes? So if you have 50, so that's basically like half a megabyte. If you have 50 of them, that's 25 megabytes. I feel like that you're probably not going to need I don't want to add a button to clear the log files, because that's just an additional problem, right? Because like, okay, now you have people like, oh, I pressed the button and it didn't work, or you know, what did it do? Or I don't know. I feel like we want to not have mental load unless we have to add options, unless we have to do that kind of thing. Don Duval says, why year, month, day, hour, create it on load and unload clean old logs. Yeah, that seems logical. I'm probably going to use the same format that the backup system uses, which is actually that I like that. I like for people who are watching this later, this is what he proposes. Don Duval's you know, year, month, day. I like that, I think, because it's pretty, yeah. The alternative would be like something like that. That's I think making it more readable is probably good. I think when you look at it like 4 numbers, 2 numbers, 2 numbers like that, you can kind of guess what it is, even if you're not a super like technical person. Andrew says, what if it's just hour? Yeah, that's just an example. It would probably be hour and minute. Oh, I don't usually include hour or minute unless absolutely needed. Oh, really? Yeah, I would probably include hour and minute just because they might run the program multiple times in a day. And that can be useful if they're like, oh, you know, it happened an hour ago. It's like, okay, well, give me the one from, you know, 11 a.m. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just crib some of the code I did here. So this mangled mess of code is basically when we do a backup, we walk the backup file path, backup or the project directory, to basically say like, oh, you know, where's the where are the existing backups, and then we get the oldest ones, and then we delete the oldest ones, and then we write a new one. So I'm going to just kind of crib a lot of this code and put it somewhere, pardon me, probably here in common, which is just kind of like stuff that's global, that is used multiple times, or stuff that's just kind of complicated that I just want to be able to like put in one place. Okay, so what I'd like to do is get a list of the existing files. We can sort them by age in that function, and then we probably want to delete them in this section or in this section because, you know, we have different numbers, right? It's customizable for the backup count, but for the log count, it's probably just going to be 50. That seems like or 20 or something like that. So we'll do this. So we have the direction, so existing backups, walk, time format, okay. Walk. So the idea is that we pass in the directory like that, and walk directory should basically be able to walk it and return a list of paths. Something like this. Now we want to basically be able to ignore some of them. Now this is a little tough because we want to ignore paths. Excuse me. We want to ignore paths that are the same as the project file path, which I guess we can just delete that one. So we don't have to actually have this here. It contains. Oh, I see. I know what I'm doing here. Okay. So this is just basically files in directory. Time format is this. Parse. Okay. Right over here, so then we do this. Files in directory. PIR. Okay. We say for. Now we're gonna change this around a little bit. We're gonna do this. The if file. We're just gonna copy this here. Copy. Oops, just want that. There we go. Okay. So this should basically do what we had before, just now in a kind of portable format. This is the time format. I'm going to I'm going to make this a constant. That way it's a little, we can share it, right? We're going to share this. Where I have the backup delineator somewhere. Where is it? Here we go. Backup delineator. This will be file time format. There we go. Okay. Right down here, we're gonna make this format. So we're good. Okay, so now we're just gonna do this again. We're just gonna copy this over here and say existing logs equals string, existing logs equals append, existing logs. Well, we're looking for okay. So what we'll do file path.join. And we'll join config home and MasterPlan. That's the directory. So we're searching this directory for log files. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this a shot. Now I'll have to check, I'll have to try the backups as well to see if that works. That's weird. It didn't actually... Oh, if release mode is true, that's what it is. Okay. Right. Okay. So we'll build it then. Alright, it's built. Okay, so there's only one log file there. Okay, we're good. So what we're gonna do then is we want to append. Oops. Something like this. Dave S says, howdy, hello, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. I'm in the middle of making multiple log files. I am mildly lost in the sauce, but I am also treading water quite well, I believe. File time format. Oh, we need to actually do time back now. Okay, that should generally do what we're looking for. Let's rebuild this. Okay. Okay. Let's pull plates. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this a shot. Alright, so it says there's an existing log there, which is fine. What we want to do now is see, yeah, okay, so April 1st at, wait, April 1st, 2021, okay, at 12:14, that is correct. Here's our log file. Okay, very nice. I guess I actually will need second as well, now that I think about it. Because you could run it multiple times, right? Like you run it at the first minute, or first second, it crashes. You could run it again within 60 seconds. So that's I'll need a minute as well. So what we're gonna do is just add that on to the backup file format. 05. Okay. Give that a shot. Andrew says, I'm curious, you seem to rely on checking your console logs for validating. What's Go's debugging story like? When you say for validating, do you mean validating like errors, or what do you mean exactly? Oops, I mean, that's weird. Okay. All right, now we have 2. Yeah, okay. Now we have 3. Okay, so there's this one. This one is 12, 16, 5 seconds. Okay, so now if we run it again, we should have another one. Yeah, it's 5, 12, 16, 20 seconds. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do, we want to get rid of older ones. So we're gonna go to here, we say existing logs, for file and range files directory. Okay, so we have existing logs. They should be sorted already in order of basically age. So we have the oldest log, log.txt. Then we have the next one, which is 12:14, and then this one at 12:16 in 5 seconds. And then 12:16 in 20 seconds. Okay. And then this one at 12:17. Exactly. Perfect. Andrew says, you're formatting and printing that variable instead of launching in debug mode with a breakpoint and just checking what the value of the variable would be. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I can't actually do this because the log file system is made for the release mode. So basically, when I release the application, that's when logs are created. If I'm running the application from within, Visual Studio Code as an example, as I'm coding, the logs are just output to the console. So I can, in order for me to actually see, what it's doing, rather than like changing release mode back and doing all that, I'm just building it and then basically running the release. So it's, but yeah, I debug when I need to, but generally I rely on printing. I'm not like super heavy with debug. My experience with debugging in Go, it's fine. I rarely do it just because I print. I'm caveman coder. I'm square brain. I am square brain. So basically, I just like print stuff, and I'm like ooga booga. Value no show up. Why? That's basically it. I don't really like debug for the most part, but when I need to, I do use it, and it works fine. I can't do this here, I forgot. Okay, so I need to build this. So, right, okay. So the logs are, we have our logs, which is a string, and they are ordered in range of oldest to newest. So what we're gonna do is basically say if length existing logs is greater than, we'll say 50. We'll say 5 for now, so we can actually test this out. Then we say for true os.remove existing logs 0 and existing logs, I guess we could just do this for length existing logs greater than 5. os.remove the oldest log, and then existing logs equals existing logs, and we'll just skip out of the first one, the oldest one. All right, so that should 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and build this. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and actually test this. I don't know why it doesn't detect. Yo, it deleted it. Okay. So there's 6 because it deleted the last one, so that there's 5, and then it moved on. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and test this again. We're just gonna make a lot of copies. Yeah, it deleted all of them, but I guess it doesn't really matter which of these it's like kept around, because they are all copies of the same file and they should have the same modification date. So it's not really a problem that would appear normally. So that's good. Andrew says, fair enough. I haven't done a lot of Go myself, so I was just curious because I'm the opposite and rely on step debugging for everything. Oh, that's good. I generally would advise people like, oh yeah, if you are good with step debugging or just breakpoints and all that stuff, using your debug tools, like that's better than just using a print statement. But I've spent a long time without those like affordances, so it's kind of hard to like get back into the mindset of like debugging, because when you debug you also have to like wait like an additional 5 seconds for like the debugger to spin up, and it's just like I'll just print it out. But this works. This is working. Okay, so what we want to do then, this might be it. I think we're basically done. We just want to change this to make it like 50, but this allows us to have multiple logs. That was yeah, not hard. Okay, so let's try this. Are we still printing? We're not, right? No. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're just gonna kind of write this out. I feel like probably 20 would be good. We don't really need to just clog the computer up with a whole bunch of logs. Okay, so we're good. What we're gonna do now is we will commit this. I need to test out if the backup system is still working correctly. Let's test that out. So let's say we back up every minute. We're keeping 3 backups max. We have our to-do list plan here. There it is. So we're just gonna wait here until we get a backup. You know what? Let's say we got 2 backups max. Okay, so the general idea here is that this is working. Multiple log files. We will. What else? Removing tasks from lists and having the list rearrange is definitely a good idea. List to copy you can start with tab focusing. You know what? I wonder if I should make an effort to do tab focusing. That's not that hard. Probably it's probably not gonna be that hard. Let's give it a shot. Oh, clicked on it. Okay, there's a backup. Okay, here's a backup. 12:24 at 9 seconds. Yeah. April 1st, 2021. Okay. All right, so we'll wait to see if we get another backup. We should have 1 more backup, and then we should only have 2. Yaroslav says, what is more fun for you, app development or game development? Game development is more fun, but I feel like app development is more maybe fun on the short term, because it's a lot. Well, I don't know. I feel like app development is like you can always have, like, I have so much to do, right? Like there's so much, like, that's just an obvious thing to add. This actually has been fixed already. But yeah, like there's so much I need to do, and that it's kind of easy, because it's like, you have a list of 50 things to do, and people are like, hey, could you also, did we just do a backup? We did. Okay. Yeah. It's easy to just keep working on it, because basically you work on it, someone says like, oh hey, this needs to be fixed, or I ran into a bug, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, and so you add that to the list and you work on that, and so you get everything done. Game development is more fun because it's more free form, but it's much more nebulous, because it's like, well, how big is it? You know, you have to determine what a bug is. You have to determine, you know, how the game should play. And I feel like app development is maybe easier just because you can like work on an app for like a month and then coast off of a year of like, you know, fixing things, improving things. Like you never have nothing to do, or you never have to come up with ideas, because there's so many ideas, there's so many things that need to be fixed and need to be improved upon. Or maybe just MasterPlan's kind of complicated, I don't know. All right, so we still only have two backups. We have one from 1224 and one from 1226. Why did I delete 1225? Oh, looks like we might have a problem here. Oh, we do have a problem. We don't want to remove. Okay, let's. I think I know what's going on, but let's go ahead and take a look here. I don't have to use I, so we can just say for. Mint existing backups minus this is 0, I guess we'll say. So length existing backups, let's say you have 2 existing backups already, minus this 2. Length existing backups 2 minus 2 is 0. There we go. Let's try this. Yaroslav says, looking forward to your game dev and Godot streams. Thanks. I'd love to do a game dev stream. Maybe I'll do that Saturday. I was gonna do. I think my stream, my schedule is gonna probably be Thursday and Saturday, because that way you get, you know, kind of a range of times, like Thursday in the morning, Saturday in the afternoon. So people who are on different time zones or who are busy during the week can come in on the weekend, and vice versa. That's an idea anyway, either Saturday or Sunday. I feel like that would be a good start. Seems like. Anyway, I have to think about it, but I would love to do more game dev streams, and I think that would probably be a good day to do it, someday on the weekend. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna basically make it so that auto backup, we trigger it on command, so we can kind of see like. There we go. So if we press the P key, it'll go ahead and do an auto backup. Can we get a list of backups before and after? Okay. Computer says, well, okay, wait, first. Dave S says, along those lines, how do you keep motivated on a daily basis to complete a project? I have a hard time with that. After a few days, I get bored, or I have other stuff that gets in the way. Well, hold on. Oh, okay, that's why. I was like, why isn't this working? Hold on. No names here. Okay, so before we have 4-1-21, 12-26, and 12-24. Now we have 12-26 and 12-24. Oops. We have a maximum of 2. Yeah. Why? Let's see. Existing backups. Existing backups. Length existing backups. Minus count. timers plus 1. Okay. Because we're making one. Yeah, okay. Okay, so before we had 121, 1230, 1224, 1226. Now we just have 1226. Why did it delete? It's deleting like the middle one. Let's see. Oldest. Oldest. That definitely is correct, but let's see. Is it not sorting correctly? So the 1230, 1224, 1226. Yeah, it's not sorting correctly. Okay, so is it? Let's see. Oh. Can I get a existing files I? J. I'm sorry, I'll answer your question. Let me answer your question now. I stay motivated. Well, I'm trying to make this work with MasterPlan, so that's a motivation in itself, trying to, you know, make something cool and like make this my career, make this my job, you know, working on it. But I think that MasterPlan itself is kind of like a good tool to help you stay motivated, because something that I was having trouble with, like you, was staying motivated, and I feel like specifically setting timers helps out a lot. So like when, like before I had MasterPlan, or before I was using timers, I would just like sometimes want to work on my game or work on the project or whatever, and sometimes I wouldn't. I just, you know, I'd have the time, but I wouldn't do it. But like I found that if I said like, okay, I'm gonna set myself an hour to code, then an hour to do music, and then an hour to like do art, and then kind of cycle, that helped me to stay on track. Because I would like, oh lordy, what was that? hold on. Oh, that's why. That might be why. Let's see here. So yeah, let me do this. Oh yeah, so let me close this. So I found that basically putting a timer for yourself helps out a lot. Basically, make a timer. Say like you're gonna, you know, just give yourself whatever amount of time you feel comfortable with, 30 minutes, an hour. To do whatever. You can, you know, of course, do that for longer, but I feel like after that first period of time elapses, take a break, take 15 minutes, walk, stretch your legs, whatever, you know, play a game, whatever, and then come back, start the timer again, and keep going. And I feel like that helps out a lot when it comes to maintaining your motivation, because then you don't have to like, you get distracted, and then you look at the timer and see, oh wait, I have like 1 minute, or I have, you know, 40 minutes left. Let me get back to work, right? So you get distracted, but the timer, you know, keeps you on track. And because the timer is short, like it's just an hour, it's just 40 minutes or whatever, you never get the feeling of like, man, I have like 6 hours to go, or I have 4 hours to go. Even if you do spend that much time, you can be like, oh, I only have like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Let me just get back to it and focus. And then the timer goes off, and you might even sit there and keep working because you're driven on something, and then you fix it and you're like, okay, now I feel comfortable to get up and stretch my legs, go for a walk, whatever. So I feel like having timers helps out a lot to keep you motivated, keep you focused, keep you kind of moving. Lucretia says, sup Solar, what are you working on? Trying to get, well, multiple log files for MasterPlan, but also I kind of slurred that. Multiple log files for MasterPlan, but also backups are broken right now. I have to fix this real quick. A good way I've heard streaming your progress is a good way to keep motivated, since people will ask you why you aren't streaming. That's a way to do it, yeah. Dave says, I might have to get back to it. I used to stream pixel art on Twitch. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good ways to keep going. I feel like in general, timers, setting goals for yourself. I was doing this thing where I would try to draw a portrait every day. I put too much time into it, and then I just kind of fell off. But that was, a good thing, is to try to do something every day. Try to draw something every day. Try to make a song, whatever, every day. It doesn't have to be fantastic or really well developed. It can just be something even just for yourself. But just doing that regularly helps. Let me go ahead and get some more music. But yeah, I think the problem here is that we are getting it. I think we're getting like every item, every file in a folder. We only need to get the ones that we're kind of interested in. So trying to think of the easiest way to kind of do this. I guess either way, we can just basically get the files that have a prefix, right? So for example, for backups, it would be the file name. So this plus, like for example, listtest.plan, and then we're looking for backups. So everything with this file name or more. And then for logs, it would just be this, but with log. And then anything else also works. So I think we can just do that to get it to work. At least that's the first step. There might be something else on top of that. All right, so prefix. Right. Okay, so we're looking for specifically project file path. And then over in main, we're looking for this actually. Wait. Actually, let me clean this up a little bit. So, common string contains path prefix. Because the project.file path is already the entirety of it. I guess we could use file path like that. So it has to have something like that. Music Boy says, yo, I love the SNES feel of this song. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that, because that's exactly what I was going for. It's like that SNES / Amiga funk, Atari funk, whichever. That old school, like 90s computer sound, or 90s console sound. I think that this should work. Lucretia says, did you see the Goto April Fool's joke? No, I have not. I'm not sure what they're doing over there. I am unaware. I'll have to take a look. Let's see. The files in directory, list the files in a directory that share a file name. Add the file name as this. I guess you can just say this is pretty fast, that's fine. So the path contains the directory and the prefix. So actually this won't work, it would have to be file path that point. Something like that, okay. So then, let's try this out. And then we will also now actually I'm kind of scared. No, I think I'm okay. Okay. For a second I thought, wait a second, did this thing delete like files in this folder beyond just what I was expecting? But I don't think it did. Okay. I don't think it did. I think we're okay. So in this folder, we're looking for log, which means we don't need this anymore. Okay, so if this was working, we should basically only see flows. So we're doing the backup. We are getting the files in directory. We're calling files in directory that lists the existing files, and the existing files listed here are to-do.plan, and then to-do.plan back, and then to-do.plan back. Okay, so this should be sorted correctly now. Looks like. Is this correct? So we have to-do.plan first, then we have 4/1/21/12/26. Oh, I guess I must have deleted that. And then we had 4/1/21/12/33. 26 and 33, okay. 12/21. Or 4/1/21/12/26/33. Okay, so delete the oldest one. Okay, we're good, we're good. We should be good. I'm going to switch to music because I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce mentally, but in terms of like the actual status of my existence, I'm actually doing not too shabby. Okay. So let's see if we can cycle through this and see if it's working. So we got our plan. We got 1242 and 1243. 1243 and 1243/47. 43/47, 43/50, 43/50, 43/52, 52, 55. Okay, so 55, 56, 56, 58, 58, 59, 43, 59, and 44 are 1. Okay. Now let's say we keep 4max. Okay. Alright, so we have 4/1/21/12/43, 44, 1, 44, 9, 44, 10, 44, 1, 9, 10, and 19, 9, 10, 19, 21. Okay, we're good. It's working. It's working. Okay. Okay, so that should help. That should basically get the job done. Music J Boy says, I love your songs that have an 8-bit SNES or GBA feel. Thank you very much. Yeah, I this one is just like it's classic, and I don't really know why it turned out so well. I wasn't even like really trying to make this. I was just like, I just sat down like 3 years ago and was just like, I just made this like this just jazzy track. I don't even know. I can't even like, I don't feel like I could recreate it. I think it's like very specific. It's grooving, dude. It's grooving. Anyway, thank you. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I'll be able to keep, making more stuff and get better. Okay, I don't think I played this yet. Okay, so this should work. So we're good. We're good. Now let's create using the standard time format. And now constant. Oh, we start our printing stuff here. Okay. Rin Maverick says, I need like a mega compilation of these songs to put on while working on stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I should. I have a account with DistroKid, so I can put like my some of these like, what's the word, like game bangers, like game OST songs. I could put them on like SoundCloud and stuff. Maybe I should, because I feel like some people like it. Let's see. Let's go with, yeah. Okay, so this should be working. This should be working here. Alright, so I think we're good. So the log files are being made. Oh wait, let's actually test that real quick one more time. Actually, I don't need to run it like this, but that's fine. Okay, so now we go over here. Got some logs. Okay. All right, and then the maximum we have set is 20. All right, I think that's pretty good. I think 20 is fair. I think 20 is fair. Let's move this down here so that it's a little more logical. Okay, so this is good. Adding multiple log files. Previously only one was created on, now it's created using the same, and maximum 20 is in force before the oldest. Okay, adding common dot files and directory. Adding common dot files and directory to list files in a directory that at a prefix goes. Colors. Rin Maverick says, I've been listening to your music for a couple years now, actually. I wouldn't mind buying a whole album of them tunes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, we're doing so well, and I'm grooving so hard that I guess I'm going to keep pushing and see if I can implement tab focusing, which is a heck of a thing to do. I guess I would also like to add the ability to resize panels. That would also be good. Apparently you can move them, that's good, but you can't resize them. Let's try resizing panels first. Excuse me? Yo, what? When? I completely did not remember that being at the end of the song. I was like, what? I was so shocked. I shouldn't have been that shocked, but it's like, I'm like, when did I add that? Like, I don't remember that at all. All right, panels being resizable. That's the next thing. Let's kick this up. I should just move it normally, but whatever. Okay, so this is the next thing. Panels being resizable. I think. So we're gonna add a little box at the bottom right corner, much like an image. I don't have any images. I don't have any images I want to put out there. So let me get the Sonic GIF again. But the general idea is that basically this little box controls whether you're resizing, you know, an image or not. And we could use a similar kind of box here to control if you're resizing a panel. So you click it and you drag it and it makes it bigger. That's the idea. Okay, let's do it. We will switch it up a little bit more, one more time. This actually, I don't think I've played this before. Or no, I think I played it maybe on a stream, like when loading, but not like when waiting, but not during a stream. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not paying attention, I'm sorry. Mouse press held that mouse left button. And your cursor to the corner. How are we gonna do this? It's gonna be a rectangle. It's gonna be like 8 by 8, but then also the X and Y is gonna be like panel.rect.x plus panel.rect.width minus, or let's do it like this. No, that's y with height minus corner dot height minus corner width. Okay. Okay, so this should be a definitely good start. So we're gonna close this actually. I want to print out whether we're resizing the panel. Oops. Doesn't seem like it's working. So let's see what's going on. It might be good to draw it. Oh, I see. Yo, let's go. Okay. So this is working. That tiny rectangle is it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this down here, or I guess down here. So that it draws over, yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, now we just have to actually make it resize, which is going to be a pain, a massive pain. But let's see if we can get it to work. So we're going to need a resize drag start. Resizing A equals true. Panel resizing drag. Okay. So now let's set reset. Resizing. No idea if this is gonna work. Let's see. the answer is no. It might be this instead. So it is working. It kind of is working. That's crazy. It's crazy that it actually, like, you can just, like, resize it freely like this. As you can see, there's problems. For the way that this works, as you can see, is that it's a texture. That's how this works. It's a texture this entire time. It's been, you're just rendering stuff to a texture. So we want the X to be over here. We want to show the texture in the center of the panel. And we want to clip the texture. Those are the three things that we basically want to do. So first, let's move the close button over. So quit button is an immediate button. It should be the panel rect that width. Width. That should do that. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Working. We don't want it to be any smaller than the minimum, the original size, I feel like. Or wait, let's just, yeah. Let's see. A Big Red G, hello. Welcome. Excellent. Okay, there's the next thing we want to do. We want the scroll bar to extend to the bottom of the window. Okay. Let's switch it up a little bit. Okay, it's not perfect, but I'm definitely getting there. What if we make it so it's up here? It's weird how, like, it's kind of like... It's weird how it's kind of like jiggly. I don't know. It's kind of like a smooth expansion. I like that. I'm gonna kind of try to leave that in. Actually, what do you mean? Scrolling, let's see. Alright, now we can... This makes it so that the scroll bar is locked, which is important because basically you don't want to be able to move the scroll bar when you're resizing the window. So resizing is true. We say panel dot scroll bar dot locked is true. I guess we just say it like this. Panel dot resize. You like me? Okay. Yeah. It's locked. Locked is if it's resizing. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now we just need to display the image in the center. I'm surprised that this is actually not that hard. I thought this was gonna be like a heck of a time. Let's see. So the source, let's see. Wait, if the width is greater than the render texture's width, then it should be this. Same thing for height. TJK says, hey, is the current song on SoundCloud? It's pretty catchy. Thanks. I don't know. I don't think so. No way. I think it is. Let me see. I thought it. Is it not? Maybe it is not. Okay. Is it? I thought for sure I put this out somewhere. No, I think I put it on my YouTube. Maybe not. I could have. I'm almost positive I put it somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. Forgive me for taking the time because I'm like, I need to know. This is so insane. I guess I don't have it. It's not on SoundCloud, so I will upload it to SoundCloud. I'm literally going to upload it to SoundCloud right now. All right, there. Here you go, Mr. T. Diggy. I hope you enjoy listening to it. Okay, so now, this is working better and better, but it's still off. To be specific, we want to... Much obliged, no problem. To be specific, we want to not stretch it out horizontally. And we also probably want to position it in such a way that basically we say if width is less than original width, x plus equal original width minus width. Okay. We have to kind of do what we want it to do. Maybe. When I said it should kind of do what we want it to do, I was wrong. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. It's not right, but we're getting there. So we want it to be original width. Oh, this is why. There we go. So this should kind of center it. That's what we're trying to do, is center it. Yeah, just like that. Then we just need to make it so that the offset is correct, but this is largely correct. Also the outline. I'm just gonna forget about the outline for now. Okay, so there's an offset, I believe. Global mouse offset, yeah. And we want that to be this plus what we want to do here, pardon me, is we want to get this, basically. Okay, so we want to basically know if what is destination width, by the way. System width, which is this is not correct. Panel data original width. Oh, this is it. Okay. Okay, so wait. Panel data right there is W is greater than float 32 render texture. This. The original width, or the window width. Let's see, the window width. TJK says, by the way, do you know if Golang or Relive have hot reload capability? I'd like to think such a thing could improve iteration speed, but maybe it won't work for MasterPlan. Golang does not have hot reload capability built in, or maybe it does, but it doesn't work with. I think like people out there made the ability or added the ability to do it, you know, not into the language, but like as a plugin or something like that. But it doesn't work like on all, you know, everything. It just works on like functions or something like that. So there is no like built-in hot reload, I think, directly into the language. But you can do something else, which is called Reflex. Like use this tool called Reflex to basically see if a Go file has been modified, and if so, it'll recompile. So it's very, you know, rudimentary, but that's kind of like hot reloading. It does work pretty well. But the issue here is my brain, square brain. That's my brain is starting to mush. I'm lost in the sauce. That's basically why I'm having issues right now. But that's okay. I've been working for like 2.5 hours, and we have been getting stuff done, and we're listening to jams. Huber says Golang is limited for this. Yeah, it's not really made for hot reloading. Its compile times are great, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah, let's go with this. Compile times are great, so that's fine. But yeah, hot reloading is not there. So basically we want to know, we just want to offset it by the difference between the width of the window and the width of the texture, I guess. What's that there too? What is? Oh, this was already float tracing. Okay. So this is kind of jank, but I think it should work. Oh, it should be minus. Hubert says, I already tried to do hot reloading with another project using Golang plugins, but you cannot unload it. Since you cannot unload a plugin right now, you're really limited. I feel like I'm on the right track, but it's not quite working. Alright, that works. Did I do this incorrectly? Or is it... Oh, it should be divided by 2. Okay. Not this again. It should be this divided by 2. Alright, I think maybe I was right the first time. Maybe it is plus, yes. And it was just... It just needs to be halved. Yo, let's go. Let's go. TJK says, I see. The only ones I've heard of that has hot reload almost out of the box is Lisp. Python has a decent module system that lets you reload pretty smoothly. Yeah, different languages. It feels like it depends on like the language and whether it has it or not, but also whether you need it or not. Like if the language is fast enough at loading, you don't really need hot reloading. I mean, hot reloading is definitely useful for like modding, because you know if you can like, if it can hot reload, then you might be able to make it so that it can basically load code from, you know, live code from like just a folder in your computer, which means modding is possible. There is no such functionality for Golang by default, but there is a plugin system which or plugin systems that TJK mentioned. I don't know if this is what he's talking about, but there is an ability to like interpret Golang in Go. There's a couple of projects that do that, but well, there's a couple of projects that do that, and it'd be interesting to me to like kind of work with it and kind of make hot reloading or mod capabilities in this compiled language. It's an interesting concept. TJK says, as for C, Handmade Hero showed a pretty cool trick to get it working if your OS has some calls for reloading dynamic libraries. Yeah. Yo, let's go. Now, you see that there's some like nasty, like the texture's like not drawing quite right. Looks like it's only on the horizontal axis. Not sure if there's much we can do about that, but I'll see if I can. I just want to see where are we actually drawing. TJK rather says system or library calls, can't remember which at the moment. I noticed you use a simple separate text editor for the to-do list, but it seems like it'd be interesting to use MasterPlan to plan out MasterPlan development. That is what we're doing here. Yeah, you are correct. This is the to-do list as has been migrated over to MasterPlan. And this is actually the new to-do list. I had an older to-do list that is full of stuff that I don't particularly wish to go back to, because it's kind of like, it's kind of thrashed a little bit. Let me see if I can pull it up. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, here it is. There's a lot of stuff in here that, well, I mean, there's important things, but at the same time, there's also things that's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's better to keep this kind of like lighter to-do list that's kind of cleaner. And that has a lot of, I mean, it has a lot of stuff on it. It's not cleaner over here, but it's cleaner over here. Panel should be resizable. Okay, so this is working. What we're trying to see is how big and where are we drawing this? Because, yeah, okay, these fractionals, that's why the text and stuff looks weird. We want to avoid that. We want to avoid those fractionals. So we're going to round it off. Actually, I guess we don't have to do that. We could just, instead of doing that, we could just round this off. And that should basically get us what we want to do. We're good. I'm probably not even gonna outline panels because it doesn't feel like it's necessary. They're big enough and visible enough where I don't feel like I really need to do it. This is a good start though. This is definitely a good start. I just want to switch to a bright theme real quick. Sorry to anyone who's like watching at night. Apologies. Nah, I guess I'll add the outline back. It's not really that big of a deal. I knew someone was gonna say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, TJK. I'm sorry to anyone who's watching. Yeah, it's bright. Let's switch this back. Okay, that's fine. So the outline is just gonna be, oops, this is gonna be a rectangle here. This is gonna be from the X and Y of the rectangle. The original width and original height. Oh, task. Whoops. Panel. You got it. You got it. Nice. Well, that is clean. That's clean, dude. That's clean. It's not perfect, but it's still pretty clean. All right, well, this is fantastic, dude. Panels being resizable was something I've been meaning to do for a while and never got around to, and now seeing it basically, yo, what? Excuse me? This is interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay, hold on. I think I know why it's happening. Maybe it's telling you not to abandon the project by hiding those buttons. I think I know why this is happening. But let me think about this a little bit. So this is where we are. Accept and cancel. Pop-up panel. Enable scrolling. Center. Okay. Enable scrolling. False. So you can't scroll. Center. This is interesting. I'm not sure why it's actually moving the button. I guess that's the weird thing. It's weird. I'm not sure why it's moving the button. So row.item, pom.row. Okay, so this is this. Why is it moving the row? Especially when it's not doing that for any other panel. Jonathan Butler says, Solar, have you been working out? Yes. I try to work out a little bit. Trying to be consistent with it. It's a little tough. But yeah, I've been trying to stay healthy. Let's see. It's showing. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. It's nothing better. I mean, not nothing better, but you know, it's good to hear basically that you put in work for something, and you know, people can see it. Like, or not people can see it, but that it's paying off. Like, you know, I'm not looking for people to notice that I'm getting buffer, but rather I do appreciate that. Well, just thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I'm not sure why this specific row is aligning toward the center. Oh, okay. I think I know what's going on here now. I don't know if this will do anything. You know what? I think I'm gonna cheat and just be like, you can't resize this panel. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna just be a little bit cheeky and say that not every panel can be resized. Family secret technique, run away, exactly. However, we can make it bigger at least. Now that it is resizable, we can just make it a little bit bigger. Strategic withdrawal. That's exactly it. Oh wait, I didn't actually do anything with that. All right. Okay, so this works. Let's pick something else actually. If this is like at the bottom, like if it's not visible, then it should be set to the top, I think. Yeah. Let's see. The tactical flag, if bug, don't. Yeah. Like everything else is working fine, and I don't feel like, I think I know why it's happening, but it's not a real issue that will arise. I guess I'm just gonna gloss over that issue for now. I'm gonna just be like, well, it's not that important. Well, what I want to do is basically say if it's not that important. It's just not that important. If the scroll bar isn't visible, then we need to reset it. So how do we know when the scroll bar is visible or not? It's just here, right? Just in this one panel visible. What is panel visible? Panel visible. Oh no, is this scroll bar visible? Panel visible. Whoops. Let's see. Scroll. Oh, the target scroll. Okay, that's what it is. All right, that should fix it. There we go. So like you go to the bottom of general and then you go to shortcuts. Well, that still happens, but like you go to the bottom of general, you expand this, and then you go to shortcuts, and it's not snapping to the bottom. Okay. This is a problem, bro. Because you can't grab the top now. So how do we know when the panel needs to move? When dragging. Oh, if the panel, the window's size changes. Okay. So okay. I have no idea why I did this. Let me fix this. I have no idea why. Like, there's a variable that does this just above. Like, I don't know why I didn't just use the variable. So X height, Y. All right, that should fix that. So let's say like you have a full screen and the panel is huge, and then you lower it. Now it's smaller. You can always manage to get there. Although there's a problem, which is the ability to drag beyond the bottom right corner. You know what, let me just do this. So actually, if panel.rect.x plus panel.original width is greater than size x. Alright, I think that should work. While program running, no bugs allowed. Exactly. Oh, really? You can do that. Do I really want to like restrict that. I don't feel like that's that necessary, because then, yeah, I don't really care. I guess this is important. Can I set a minimum size for the window, I guess? I don't know if I can even do that. Yeah. This is fine for now. This is fine. It's not that big of a deal, I don't think. TJK says, what's it like living in LA? Is it expensive? Well, I don't live... Excuse me. First of all, who says I live in LA? How do you know where I live? I'm scared. I haven't divulged that information. How do you know where I live? LA is not super expensive. I mean, I guess everywhere is expensive. It's just expensive to exist. It's on SoundCloud. Oh snap. Where did I say it's SoundCloud? I mean, where does it say it's LA on SoundCloud? Because on my profile it says just a city. I'm intrigued. Please let me know. I'd like to take that information off. I would like to unsubscribe, please. Please let me I don't please let me unsubscribe. May I unsubscribe? I'm scared. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's somewhat expensive, but it's not absurdly expensive. Don Duval says, I think you may have mentioned being in LA previously in a live stream. Yeah, that sounds like something I might have done. But yeah, it's not too expensive. It depends. You know, it's like anything else. I think a lot of people have not a stigma, but just an idea like, oh, LA is like super expensive, and it is expensive in some parts and in some things, with some things. But I mean, you can still get, you know, a nice meal for cheap. You can still get a nice you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on the day-to-day stuff. If you're looking for like rent, that can be kind of high, or like, you know, mortgage for a house. Houses are kind of high, but it also depends on where you are. I mean, like if you go outside of LA a little bit, you know, to kind of like the outlier cities or areas, it can be a little, you know, a little more cost effective. It only Don Duval says it only costs your soul to be in Cali. No, fortunately, it does not cost your soul. You don't have to do horrible things to live in California. But I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's not expensive at all for some. I mean, yeah, it's definitely expensive, maybe on the global scale. Like if you're thinking like, oh, well, it depends. I don't want to, because I don't feel like I have enough experience with like the global economy to say like, oh, it's cheap here, or it's expensive there, or it's expensive sometimes. I think that there's places where it's expensive in LA, but there's places where it's not too expensive. You can still find a nice deal for food. I mainly go for food because I feel like that's a good indicator of the overall like cost of living. Like if you go to a rich area, or not a rich area, but just a well-off area, the food there is going to be well-off prices, right? Like you go to, you know, we'll say a restaurant, you know, in Beverly Hills, it's like you're probably going to be spending a lot more money than for a restaurant, you know, somewhere else. So it's like, you know, I feel like that's a good indicator of like the overall economy. If you go and like a dinner that barely fills you up, it's like $20, it's expensive. Whereas like you get, you know, 2 meals out of like a $6 meal, like two two meals out of a like $6 or $8 dinner, that area is probably lower, right? It's probably lower economy. So it's something to think about. I think that it overall is expensive globally, but I don't think that it's all expensive. Like all of Los Angeles, all of California is expensive. Like compared to Los Angeles, San Francisco is ridiculous. And so compared to Los Angeles, there's other places that are cheaper. So it's like, you know, it's not just like it's all San Francisco. Definitely not. It's all like, you know, $3,000, $4,000 rent. Like, no, it's not that to that level. But there's still, you know, expensive places, but there's also other places. Anyway, so we got panels being resizable. That's crazy. I didn't think that it would be this simple or this quick. I'm probably going to like push this out as a update in like today or tomorrow, like, because that's such a like clear cost of living, clear quality of life improvement. Being able to resize your panels, like it's such a good option. I would like text boxes to kind of stretch a little bit to sometimes, so I might do something with that. But overall, hold on. Okay, it looks like we're having that problem again, but this time on the y-axis. Let's see. Yeah, Central California, not that expensive. Yeah, it depends. 10 out of 10 new features. Yeah, try to be 10 out of 10. So yeah, I'm probably gonna push this out as an update relatively soon, because this is something that's really useful, and I feel like, you know, there's no reason to wait 2 weeks or something to update this. I haven't put this on like Itch or Steam yet, but I'm probably going to try to push for like maybe an update every couple of weeks or so. It seems like a good amount of time to like work and fix and do stuff and then push it out. So I'm trying to do maybe 2 updates a month. And so I just put one out yesterday at the end of March. So I might do another one like really quick and then kind of keep going with the same schedule like every couple of weeks. But this is a good start. It's a good start. It's been 3 hours. And I appreciate everybody coming through on the stream. It's been a lot of fun. Chilling and getting a lot of work done. Let's commit this. Oh wait, that was right. That's right. There's an issue here. Hold on. I need to get something to eat. I haven't really gotten anything to eat today. Let's see. So width, height, width. I'm not sure if it's the width or the source texture or the destination drawing location that's causing this problem. Seems fine. This is weird. I don't see the problem now. Alright, well I definitely saw it before, and now I don't see it, so I'm not sure. I thought I saw it on like the browse button. But it's not happening now. Alright, well, I'm going to assume that it was there, but I can't reproduce it, so we're just gonna not worry about it for now. Let's see. Balance computer size well. Okay, we're good. All right, so we're gonna save this. Lucretia says, "Did you build all of that UI yourself?" Yep, I built all the UI myself. So buttons, checkboxes, spinners, you know, everything. The panel, resizing, all that stuff. Okay, now I'm seeing this wobbling, this wiggling. Now I'm seeing. This is interesting. Yeah, I built it all myself. On the one hand, it's like, you know, that's a lot of work. But on the other hand, like, I'm super prepared for. Oh, okay, here we go. So the source texture. Looks like the source texture is like fractional, or not the source texture, but rather. Here we go. Okay, why is this 0.5? I guess we just need to round it off. So checking if cursor is in checkbox rectangle and everything. Yeah, I did. Yep, I'm doing all that myself. Oh, so you are not using the Raylib GUI? Nope. I'm not using Ray GUI because I needed more capabilities than it was offering, and it's fine for what it is. It's just like I need to be able to do additional things because it's like, oh, you know, I need to know if you're clicking into a text box. I don't remember if that's in there. I feel like that feature was there, but like there was a few things that just weren't there. And so I ended up just saying like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it myself, basically. So much work, but it looks really good. Thank you. Thank you, Lucretius. Yeah, I appreciate that. And Don Duval said, yeah, I've used Ray GUI a little, but ended up modifying it for my use, yeah. Any low-level libraries like SDL being used? Yeah, I'm using Raylib for rendering, which uses GLFW. So Raylib, the master plan is written in Go. It uses Raylib Go specifically, and Raylib Go uses GLFW, the Go GLFW port. Which is fine, but for my purposes, because I'm doing a lot of input handling, I'm probably going to switch to SDL, SDL Go or Go SDL, SDL Go I think it is, Go SDL2, I don't remember, but the Go port of SDL2, hopefully that will handle like input method editor, text editing better. Yeah, so that's the ideal. Also, did we fix this? Looks like we did. Alright, we're gonna call this done. I'm kinda tired. Panels are resizable. I think I fixed something else here, but I don't remember what it was. Let's see. visible, immediate button. Resizing, resizable. Oh, I don't need to do this anymore. Yeah, okay, this is it. All right. I'm gonna say panels are now resizable, that's fine. Alright, well, yeah, thank you very much for watching. It's been fun, it's been real. I've been SolarLoon. This has been a MasterPlan development stream, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. If you do wish to support development, please do check out my description, or the links in my description. Purchase of MasterPlan on itch will get you a Steam key as well, and if you do get a Steam key, or if you do purchase MasterPlan, then please do leave a review. I would appreciate it, and and feedback. That would be appreciated as well. So thank you very much. I've been SolarLoon. I'm tired. I'm gonna get something to eat. Catch you guys on the flip side next time. See ya.